Hello everyone, I'm Nixter and welcome to my video. Today I'm sewing a vintage inspired pink dress, and keep watching if you want to see how I did it. First, I'm starting off by making a pattern for my existing dress. I had this dress for a while now and I really like the front of it and the back, of course. So I decided to trace the pattern onto tracing paper and make it in a new dress. As you can see, I'm starting with the side panel. I'm just tracing it and I'm cutting it up, and soon after I will check if the tracing is done right. I'm measuring and double checking if everything is the size I want and if the height is right on the paper. Right now I'm doing the big panel on the front side. And after I double checked the measurements and drew it, I cut out the paper. The fabric I'm going to use is a pink cotton fabric. I bought it from a market a while ago, maybe a year ago. Now I'm laying my pattern flat on the floor and I'm pinning all my pattern pieces to it. The back pattern piece is also made from a YouTube video. Also the skirt. The skirt and the back panel are made from a YouTube video. I'll link down below. It's quite a good one, I find, but you do have to hurdle the jumps around inches and centimeters, and you have to make a few mock-ups to see if it really fits you right. So after I cut all my pattern pieces, I'm sewing and pinning the center front. After sewing the center front by hand, I realized I didn't really like using needle and thread for everything, and my laziness got the better of me, so I pinned the rest of the garment instead of sewing it. Well, the reason why you sew it is so you can try it on before you take the big plunge and sew it with the sewing machine, and I really didn't want to do that, so I kind of pinned it by hand and tried it on loosely, but when trying the top on, the needles dug in me and the pins dug in me, so I regretted that, and I wished I did take some needle and thread and just put in a few sewing lines. So right now you see me using a ruler and a pencil to draw in the darts from the pattern piece. Right now you see me also pinning in the darts from the back. The back panel has 4 darts. If you don't want pencil marks, I would say it's better to use pins, but I didn't mind the pencil marks. It isn't noticeable on the other side of the panel. And after I pinned in the darts, I also pinned the sides. It's also good to check if the armholes are even. So after checking if the armholes line up, I decided to lower the neckline on the back of the dress, because when I wear shirts underneath or a chemise, I wanted to peek through at the back too. So after the top and the bodice is pinned and ready to go, I focused on the lower piece of the dress. And right now you see me pinning in darts because the pattern needed darts, but I decided while sewing on the sewing machine I didn't really need them, so I took out the darts from the front side and made just one dart at the back side. Right now I'm sewing the bodice. I always start with the center front seam. It seems far more easier like that. And after sewing the front seams, I did the side seams and the side panels. After the side panels, I did the shoulders, and I did this because I wanted to try it on first and see how it looked. And I also went and did the darts at the back side to make it all even. I also did the side seams from the skirt. Notice how I didn't attach the bottom to the top yet. I wanted to try it first and see if I can even put it on or it needs a zipper. I took out the double darts, so I had more room to try to put it on and off, so I didn't really have the use of sewing a zipper in. At first I did want to sew a zipper, but it didn't feel right. I thought it would look good without a zipper too. So here you see me trying it on, and you see the two front seams, and I don't know if I want to keep it like that. I think I want to take the front seams out and instead just take in the sides a little bit more, and that gives me a more streamlined look. It's a little bit more flattering on me. So after I took out the seams, and after I took out the darts, I attached the bottom to the top. And by the way, I'm not really concerned with making the edges even or nice looking, because there will be a lining that will cover everything up. So the lining I made very loosely by just tracing it from the bodice, and I kind of regret that. I wished I did it more more securely. Like, I wish I did it more proper, because afterwards with the lining I had some issues like bulking and displacement. The lining I'm using is this see-through net-like lining. I really don't know the name of it, but I don't have a lot of this, and I really wanted to preserve it. So you see me like trying to fit the pieces as neatly as possible so that I have as little waste as I have, so in the future I can use the leftovers for another project. I wanted to use lining, but I did not want to use polyester. Polyester is not very breathable, and I wanted a more breathable fabric, and using cotton or linen as a lining didn't feel right because it felt too stiff, and I wanted something more smooth to put around my body so the garment lays nicely and drapes nicely. After sewing the lining together, I sewed the lining to the bodice, and this was very tricky. I'm not very good at attaching lining to the dress. This took me maybe an hour just for this, because I had to sew and take out the seams to see how it would fit. I got confused. I didn't know what to do. In the end, I took off the seams in the shoulders, and that way I could pull the garment inside out without having to do various circus acts and really crazy things to get the lining to line up. If you have any tips for me, please do, because lining is not my best thing. After lining, I decided to, to steam and iron everything, and to pre-iron the edge at the bottom to give me that nice crisp edge, so I could go over it by sewing it by hand. Sewing it by hand was actually very calming. I used to hate sewing by hand, but now I really like the nice, clean look and the control you have. I'm not the best at machine sewing. The machine hates me, I hate the machine. We don't get along. We have a love-hate relationships. But sewing by hand gives me that more control and the nice edge I'm looking for. So now everything is almost done, and I want to finish the shoulder seam, so in case it pokes through, it looks very neat and nice. I did this by laying it flat and going over it by machine, and afterwards sewing the edges by hand. I attached the sides of the lining to the sides of the dress. I didn't attach it fully because, again, I wanted to drape nicely on my body, and if you sew in every edge of the lining to the dress, it won't fall nicely. After that, I ironed it again, and it's ready to go. Here's a montage of me wearing the dress. I really like how it turned out, and I got a lot of compliments. I paired it with a nice hat and some sandals. Thank you for watching, and see you next time. And please like if you like this video. I'm new to this whole YouTube thing, so it would be nice if more people would watch my videos. Thank you.